What's up guys, and welcome back to another Shiro, because Shiro plus video equates to Shiro, and I am glad that you're back to see what I have next to offer. Today we're going to be making a brand new pillowcase. Reason being is I'm tired of my first sewn pillowcase. It's actually been quite exhausting, and so I've been sleeping without a pillowcase, which has also been exhausting. So I think what makes my pillowcase just a little bit different to what's out there is that typically people will cut 3 pieces. You will have your front piece, your back piece, as well as your overlapping piece. But with mine, I just make it into one continuous long piece, and it's actually quite simple. So here's what you'll need. A sewing machine, obviously, a pair of fabric scissors, not paper scissors. Then you'll need some coordinating thread. I chose dark blue. And next you need some sewing pins. These are my favorite. They're super sharp and I love that they're shaped like tulips. Next you'll need a measuring tape. Mine is 1.5 meters long. And then you need a ruler. Mine is 1 meter long, but you can just use what you have. Mine has inches and centimeters, which is quite convenient sometimes. Next, you'll need some bias tape. About 2 meters will do. And you can just see how it works with the folding mechanism here. Next, you'll need some fabric. It's such a beautiful fabric. Like, are you seeing this pop of blue? This royal blue! I just thought it was such a wonderful texture, guys. Can you see that detail? Lastly, you'll need an iron. So when it comes to measuring, I don't think you'll ever find anything more simple to measure than a pillowcase, because you only need 2 dimensions. You need your side to side and your top to bottom. For my side to side, I got about 69 centimeters, to which I doubled it, added 20 for overlapping, 2 centimeters for seam allowance, that's giving me 160. For top to bottom, I got about 41 centimeters, to which I added 4 centimeters for seam allowance, giving me 45. Something people don't really talk about is prepping your fabric. I decided to just put it in the wash for the first time, because you don't know whether your fabric will change its qualities, either shrinking or expanding after its first wash. And now you're ready for cutting out your fabric now. So I decided to fold my fabric in half just because my table wasn't big enough, and I began by cutting off my selvage because it can be quite bulky. So these are the ends. This is what makes it look bulky. So what I did here is I cut a giant piece that was 80 by 90. That's giving me 160 by 90 in total. Before I would divide it in half and then cut it in half to make the 2 separate pillowcases. This is gonna fit nicely. So now you're finally ready for sewing. I just put 1 piece to the side because I'm only going to be using the other for demonstrational purposes. You're gonna start off by measuring out your bias tape because it just prevents fraying. Fabric will have the tendency of doing this, just wanting to come off. So that's why we need to seal the ends. So what you're going to do is you're going to pin your bias tape along the edge of the fabric with 1 fold of the bias tape open. Repeat on both sides. if you look over here, you'll see there's that stitching going on in the fold, as I told you. So what's gonna happen is that we're gonna take it to the ironing board, we're gonna fold it, we're gonna iron it down, and then we're gonna do one more fold, iron it down, and we're gonna come back to stitch this down so that this is all you see from the outside, whilst on the inside you have that beautiful red detail. This just makes it easier. Ironing in sewing is just what helps your work look more professional. So if you want your work to look professional, I suggest you iron. So here what you're gonna do is fold one end by 20 centimeters, that is your overlapping. I decided to pin mine down, and I highly suggest it so that when you start sewing it doesn't move. Next you're gonna fold it from one end to the other, and don't forget to measure it out and make sure you have that 69 centimeters. And now you're ready to take it to the sewing machine. Country road. Okay, ready to iron. So you'll feel a kind of bump that will just give you that certainty that it's on the side that you want it to be. So you're not just ironing flat all the way through. You have to iron with purpose. No? Purpose, my darlings. You want to make sure that you poke out the corners. No? And so now we're gonna iron it down, folded. Can't see it, but I can. It's absolutely done. I just need to press it down and then we're done. So here guys, just do those final professional presses just to give your look a very perfect feel, if I can put it that way, and just so that when people look at it they'll actually be surprised that you made that, and then you'll be done. And lastly, I just trimmed off the ends just because I don't even know why I'm telling you these obvious things. Look at that, do you see? Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely perfect. So I'm interested in doing a part 2, and the part 2 idea I have is to embroider it. So if you're interested in seeing me trying out embroidering for the first time ever, do comment down below what you think. Otherwise, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video.